All right, President Trump's nominee for Secretary of Education is on Capitol Hill this morning for a confirmation hearing. But former WWE executive Linda McMahon's appearance comes at a time when the president has called for the elimination of the department. So let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Willie James Inman to talk about it. So Willie James, the DOE has already come under attack for its support of several DEI initiatives. What else do we know about the president's criticism of the agency? And just for our viewers to understand, the president can say that he wants to get rid of the Department of Education, but only Congress can actually do away with it.
Yeah, that's a great point, Vlad. That's exactly right. Of course, the Department of Education was created during the Carter administration decades ago. And if the president wants to completely dismantle it, he will need Congress's buy-in. Now, there has been a bill introduced to do just that. But nonetheless, President Trump has said that he wants to essentially eliminate the Department of Education. Just yesterday, he said, "I'd like it to be closed immediately." I'm quoting him here. He also said the Department of Education is a, quote, is a big con job. Now, we do know that DOGE, led by Elon Musk, has gone after the department to cut about $1 billion in contracts, some of those contracts related to DEI, as you mentioned. And Trump, the president rather, has really just blasted not only the Department of Education, but other government agencies as well. But this is clearly a department that the president is keenly focused on. He mentioned as much during the campaign, and Linda McMahon would lead the department. But it's perhaps one of the jobs in Washington that you don't want, because it's one of the jobs that the president is seeking to eliminate. But still, nonetheless, the White House is seeking to confirm Linda McMahon as the Secretary of Education, and perhaps then will make those moves to come up with an executive order to dismantle it in some type of way. But as we both mentioned, he will need Congress's buy-in to completely eliminate the Department of Education, Vlad.
Willie James, we're just showing some images coming into us of Linda McMahon there testifying before the Senate, and I'm told that the stern and angry man with the furrowed brow behind her is a WWE wrestler, Triple H. So I expect to see some body slams if she doesn't get confirmed. You can see her just tossing Chuck Grassley around the place like a rag doll, because he's like 90. So let me ask you about this Judge Willie James yesterday, that rule that the president's buyout offers for federal employees can now proceed. What do we know about that?
Yeah, a federal judge essentially is allowing this to proceed, saying the unions that represented government workers didn't have the proper standing to sue in this case and to stop the buyout offer that the Trump administration has offered to millions of federal workers. Now, we do know we had an updated number. We got that number from the White House this morning. Some 75,000 workers have taken the federal government up on this buyout or deferred retirement, or however you want to put it, this buyout offer, and that will last until September. Now, these government employees, they won't have to work, but it's also important to point out that funding for the government expires mid-next month. So the funding hasn't necessarily been appropriated to go towards the end of the fiscal year, which is when these terminations, these deferred terminations, were set to take place. But still, nonetheless, the Trump administration is full steam ahead with reducing the size of the federal government, not only with those efforts focused partly on reducing spending with the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, but also to cut the federal workforce. And in fact, some workers at the Department of Education, a source familiar, have received those letters informing them that their positions have been eliminated. This is, of course, on top of those buyout offers that were offered to federal employees, Vlad.
All right, Willie James Inman for us. Thank you, Willie James.